Duncan's getting scared.
That worked.
That worked, yeah.
He's a scared of paper.
I don't
He's
know
a
what
scaredy
I
paper.
I think
Did you start recording?
Yeah. I think he equates all paper to like newspapers that you can bop them with.
Is this because you bop your
Have you bopped him?
I think I bopped him with newspaper at least once.
Poopus was afraid of newspapers.
He shouldn't have been a
No,
little.
Maury's
No, he
not.
wasn't.
What?
No, he'd take them.
He would run at you.
It depends.
It would make you
No,
afraid.
He's afraid of paper bags. If you took out a paper
It depended
bag.
on who you were hit. If you hit someone with the newspaper, then he
It's
was...
because when I took out a paper bag, I used to blow it up and pop it near him.
You did.
Dude, one of my favorite
That was
days
abusive.
was I was eating Cheez-Its one day, and Nick really wanted the Cheez-Its. And I looked at Poopus, I started hitting Nick with the Cheez-Its, so Poopus came and took the Cheez-Its and ran away.
I appreciate it.
And he was just running around like the living room, kitchen, hallway, so Nick couldn't have Cheez-Its.
He was weird, man.
He was a weird dog. Didn't he like spitefully steal one of your toys in the middle of the night and run off with it?
Yeah.
My sperm wheel plushie. He woke me up. He was growling in the doorway. He woke me up, growled, and then ran off with it. I was like, Poopus, why do you have to have everything?
Was that the day you got like two of the same, but like one was bigger?
Uh-huh. He
Dave
took the
Buster's?
small
That
one.
was like
the
the
baby.
Was that the week you were really good at crane games?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I won every crane game I
You
played
did.
that week.
You were just like, hey, I got this and this for a crane game. I was like, that's...
Look at these
So
six toys.
Poopus like stole a sperm whale's baby, and then like spitefully ran off and killed it.
Uh-huh. He
so
also
afraid
used
of
to-
that Simba.
And then he stole Nick's plush.
He was afraid of that Simba
I
cup.
love that Simba. I love how you could
I
just
could go.
open the
Well,
cabinet.
I think it was just the cabinet at some point because I would open up the cabinet and pull out like a toaster and turn and stare at him and he'd be like, "Fuck!" and run off.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the Simba cup was just menacing because he opened his head.
He would bark at it.
He hated that thing.
Huh.
This would also get us in trouble by just barking at us for
Mickey,
no
what are you
reason.
doing to the dog?
He's doing stuff
He's
to
just
us.
barking. He's just a dick.
He'd be like, "All right, you're not gonna pet me. I'll get you in trouble."
You had to touch his face.
He was a bully. He used to steal my toys and get me in trouble.
The beginning of this podcast
You know what?
is going to be 3 minutes of Poopus talk.
I'm glad he's dead. Fuck that guy.
His podcast not dedicated to Poopus the dog.
You should put up that picture of like Fuhrer
I want
Poopus.
to put up a picture with a bunch of flames underneath it.
But in like one of those like heart silhouette things.
In memory.
Don't you forget about me. Don't you.
Poopus question mark to 2014.
When was he born?
Question mark to 20 question mark.
I guess this week's topic is antagonist or
See?
protagonist. It's hard to say.
Protagonist. Those are the good guys.
The good
Not
guys.
amateur
Heroes.
protagonists.
So we're talking about good people
Heroes.
in video games.
So people. Video games.
Not necessarily good people, but the person you follow.
Is that the like definition?
Is that what it is?
That would be a
The
protagonist.
protagonist is the person that you follow in the story. The person, not necessarily you're supposed to root for, but basically the main character. And the antagonist is the person who is the antithesis of them
Against
and
his-
comes up with them. So you could be following the story of Hitler, and Hitler would be the protagonist.
In his own story,
Yeah.
In Mein Kampf, right? Who's the bad guys in Mein Kampf?
Mein Kampf, I'm not sure is really
I don't
necessarily
know if it's a
about
story.
Hitler as much
I think
as
it's just
his
ideals,
philosophy.
yeah.
Is it good?
I haven't read. I probably should.
Being a Nazi and all.
No, not being a Nazi, no. Not even gonna mess with that being recorded somewhere.
As an
No, I'm not a Nazi.
As an
Definitely
unqualified statement, it leaves it pretty open to suggestion.
It does. Well, I'd like to know so I can talk about it and
Well,
tear it apart.
There you go. I should probably read that because I'm very into history. Is the correct thing. I should probably read Mein Kampf. It's just a fucked
weird
up statement.
statement.
I don't know. I mean, what if you just want to know?
That's fine because I want to know.
So, protagonists in video games.
Definitely not Hitler. I've never played that game.
No, I'm sure that
he's
game
the bad
exists.
guy in a video game at the end of the original.
He's a bad guy in a lot of video games.
Yeah,
Ty.
no, Castle Wolfenstein. It was Mecha Hitler.
Yeah, it
The end
was.
of,
But I mean, like every World War II video game, he's the
Yeah,
bad
but it's not
guy.
often you actually see him.
there's that
That's
Sniper Elite game.
Yeah.
There's a DLC that you snipe Hitler. I was actually going to talk about there's that game, not for this, but now that we're talking about like the definition of protagonist. There's that game where you play as Lee Harvey and you shoot JFK and you try to get the best score. It's like an arcade game.
You have to get like as close to
To
how it
actual-
actually hit JFK
And
as
it
possible.
scores you
Back
based on
to the left.
back into the left.
But like
After
even
Kevin
like
Costner.
it would
How the
follow
car
the
drives and stuff afterwards.
yeah, it would follow the bullet and it would be like entered JFK through like back of head, exited JFK through left temple, entered fucking the guy sitting in front of him.
Did it hit his? Did it hit? I think it went down and hit his leg, or did it hit someone else's?
It hit
leg?
somebody
It
else's
hit
leg.
the guy in like the passenger seat of the car's leg, I think, or the guy
Yeah.
next to him. No, because
that
Jackie
Lyndon?
was next to him. It wasn't
it
Lyndon.
went-
It was either like the governor of Texas or a senator from Texas.
Yeah, it hit JFK first, and then it hit the guy sitting in front of him, who I don't remember who it was, in like the back of the leg, or
Didn't
something.
he fire 2 shots into the car? Wasn't
Yeah.
it? And he hit
Yeah,
one of the
two
Secret
shots
Service.
twice. Okay.
I think he's hit one of the Secret Service members as well.
Yeah. One time I played it, I changed history.
Or did he shoot it off?
I just killed all the Secret Service members and let JFK off scot free. I was just like, you're welcome.
I don't think you let him off scot-free.
Yeah.
Scot free. I shot Jackie and said, you're welcome.
Hey, he just looks back.
What type of donuts do
My
you like
man.
over there?
I'm fine with most of those.
Oh, okay. Does anybody have a problem if I take the butternut?
No.
Alright, keep asking for the butternut.
No. No, you can have it.
Oh, that was perfect. That was right on camera.
I know. So protagonists in video games.
I talked briefly about Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, I still don't want to label Lee Harvey Oswald a protagonist.
He
He
was,
is
though.
in that story.
In that video
In
game,
that one
he
video
was.
game. Yeah.
Didn't you just explain to me how Hitler was a protagonist?
I know.
And I was like, well, I got one.
It's weird that you draw the line at Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
I don't want to call Hitler a protagonist.
But you
Have you ever
did!
read his book, Mein Gun?
Still weird that they had the German twist on it.
Well, yeah, it would be more of a Russian twist, I think.
Lee Harvey?
Yep. Well,
He got kicked out of Russia. The Russians didn't want him.
Not Russians, but he was very like.
He was a communist. He was an anti. Well, he
His
was like
his
he was
wife?
an anti-American.
His girlfriend, I think, was Russian.
Yeah.
I think so. Unless that show with James Franco's wrong,
She used to
which it
just
could be.
whisper to him in his sleep, just like, shoot.
In in I think Stephen
got him.
King's The Dark Tower, Stephen King like offhandedly mentions that Randall Flagg handed out flyers with Lee Harvey Oswald. As like Randall Flagg, the character that basically turns everyone evil and makes them do terrible things, as sort of like a hinting that Randall Flagg got Lee Harvey Oswald to kill JFK.
Oh,
That's funny.
Randall Flagg's
Wow.
always done all the bad
Spoilers.
things.
Yeah.
It's not a
Hey,
big
spoilers for like a 20-year-old book series.
Still.
I mean,
Was that in the Dark Tower?
Mhm.
Which book?
Probably one. It sounds like it would be one of the early
the
ones.
one with Blaine,
I mean,
Blame the
the
Mom.
Wastelands.
Oh,
reading
that's
Stephen
my
King
favorite one.
sometimes seems to be very dense, so some people could have been trying to read it for 20 years.
I'm still on the fourth book.
He started the Dark Tower series when he was 19. Like that's when he started writing The Gunslinger,
Yeah.
and he only finished it when he was like in his 50s.
If I find,
Well, I mean, he did stuff in between though. So I mean, it's not like he just watched it every day and was like, writer's block.
would it count? Could I make that statement if I found like an essay I wrote from like the second grade and then expanded on it into a book
I
series?
suppose you
Yeah,
could.
I could be
could.
like, I started writing this when I was 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it kind of suggests that you like go back to it.
It does, but the statement's still true.
Yes,
It is. And plenty of people make statements like that when they release books.
I was writing this when I was fresh out of the cursive class.
We went to Randolph. There was no cursive class.
There was.
I had a cursive class.
Cursive class.
I
There was
remember
like-
we
there was
built a
like
house.
a cursive day.
No, there was in 3rd grade. We learned cursive.
Did you guys do the house?
No, wow.
Oh, we did it like we did shapes. So we did like S's across the top to be like the top molding. We used the cursive letters to make a house.
Well, that just sounds awful.
Yeah. My favorite was when I took the SATs,
But
Randolph.
structural integrity.
And you
man.
had to you had to write the statement in cursive on the back, and no one knew cursive to the point where the proctor literally had to draw different capital letters for us on the board.
When I did the SAT, because my schooling wasn't great and we didn't really get fully taught cursive, we just got taught that cursive exists. I said I explained to the proctor, and they're like, just write something and make it look like you wrote it in cursive.
That's what I
and
did.
I was like, okay.
But that's not even we're so off topic.
When they check the SATs, it's okay. When they check the SATs, do they actually look at that like
I
with
doubt
a
it.
person?
I think it's probably a writing sample in case you there's question of whether or not you took the test.
Okay, it's kind of like, are you a robot?
Yeah.
No, it's are you, not are you a robot.
Are you a robot? and you hit the CAPTCHA, and that's
that poor robot's just sitting there with the
can't do cursive, they're
SATs.
just like L.
That's what started the Omnic crisis.
The Turing test is whether or not a robot can do cursive. If a robot does cursive, that's a fucking human, dog. Oh shit, we were wrong.
I bet you I could build you a human for like $30.
I am a human.
Speaking of humans and being robots, I think my favorite protagonist from
Wow, you got that back perfect.
Great non sequitur.
Speaking of Lee Harvey Oswald,
is Commander Shepard from Mass Effect.
fuck you. That's my
Always.
fuck you.
Welcome back to the Mass Effect podcast. Go ahead.
You know-
Go ahead, you two. No,
You
it's
know,
not.
I'm
I'm
just gonna say, I played Mass Effect for like 30 minutes. Wasn't for me.
Yeah,
Same.
no, same here.
If I
Not a great
started a
game.
game in second grade, and
I think
finished-
Bioshock 2 is a better game than Mass
finished
Effect.
it like yesterday.
You're like literally trigger
can
warning.
I say that I'm playing this game for
Yeah.
19 years?
That doesn't make it sound. That makes you sound like an idiot.
Yeah,
No, but
it
it
sounds like a really
it's
bad
blanket
idea.
statement.
It is.
I've been playing Glover since second grade.
Yeah, Commander Shepard's a really good protagonist. He's a good protagonist mostly because like he's one of the few protagonists you're allowed to take with you between games. So you can really build like your relationship with Commander. On top of that, you're allowed to make the major decisions that Commander Shepard makes are the major decisions that you make, and those decisions have weight in the next few games.
So you're saying he's like a main character?
He's like the
something.
hero of the story.
Oh,
or
okay,
something
that's
like
crazy.
Well,
You're telling me his decisions affect things?
in like Naughty Dog or something like that, or not Naughty Dog. What's the name of their stupid
Uncharted.
games? There you go. In that, I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure you just go on rails and you just deal with him. So you don't make the decisions he makes. You watch him make decisions. Whereas in Mass Effect, any major conflict is like good guy conflict, bad guy conflict, and then you kind of walk towards whichever one you want to do.
Push L to throw this guy out of a window.
I did it I even did a full good guy playthrough. I still push that fucker out a window because it's so fucking cool. Because the alternative is you just turn around and go, not today.
Do you do it tomorrow?
Yeah, then you come back
that's
like when
good.
he's sleeping. And just do you know that one scene in Braveheart? It's one of my favorite scenes.
Well, he just rides in a
He rides
horse
with
with
a
a
horse and
mace
just slams the mace on the dude's face.
and then rides out the window or
He
something.
does.
Fucking window.
That was...
Does he go off a cliff during that scene?
The horse is dead.
Yeah, but you never see the horse again. The horse isn't going to survive that.
Braveheart's my
That's
favorite
a fucking-
protagonist.
He
That
also
was
gets-
fucking crazy.
He gets fucking crucified.
Yeah, I guess wrong.
He drawn and quartered. Yeah.
That's pretty normal for back
No,
then.
they like held him down to a table and like...
Well, no,
Well,
that's
they
the
tied him.
quartering part.
and then they ran
Technically,
off.
when someone was drawn and quartered, the drawing wasn't. They don't show that in the movie. The drawing was they either tied you to a wagon and dragged you there on the ground, or they tied you to a board and tied that to a wagon and dragged you on the ground. And then they
The
hanged you a
second one's
bit,
a little nicer.
and then they cut your guts open and
They
pulled
hanged
them
him a
out,
bit, if I remember right.
and then you die.
Yeah.
Did he direct that movie?
Yeah,
What's the one where they have all the horses pull you apart?
that's also that they usually do that after the fact. That's the quartering as well. They usually don't do that when you're alive. You're usually
That means
dead.
you're ripped into 4 pieces.
Yeah,
right?
moving 4 pieces.
Well, it depends on
They
how
also
pieces,
castrate
right?
you during it.
Nice.
Depends on how you
pieces.
break. If you're like a wishbone, or if 2 horses sync up well.
Yeah,
If all the horses sync up well,
Oh, you're gonna be-
you had an awesome escape.
I think it would be great, like if you
Go!
had, if you faked one arm being real the whole time, and you when you're getting drawn and quartered, that horse books it, and then the other 3 run in this direction. You're like, see you later, losers.
Well, you're dead at that point.
Oh yeah.
They've cut your stomach open and pulled out your intestines.
Damn, I can't get around this.
You might just want to be dead if
They
you're not
try. They
dead
try
yet.
to kill you really hard when they try and quarter you.
Have you ever heard of the Blood Eagle?
The Bleagle.
Yes.
I think I saw Hannibal do that in a movie.
Did he?
He did that. He
They cut up in your back and pull your lungs out?
Yeah, didn't he do that? He like flayed a dude in his cell and like tied him to a wall. Hannibal's a protagonist.
Yeah, I was gonna say protagonist in
That's
video games.
Is there a video game about Hannibal?
Man,
There's gotta be a side.
This is a little off the road. We spent
We're
a lot of
so
time
off
talking
topic.
about something that's not video games.
That's fine.
That's okay.
I mean,
Commander Shepard.
I assume people are here for us and not hearing about video games that everyone's played.
Commander Shepard's awesome, and I love Commander Shepard. We have talked Mass Effect to death. Mass of Death. That's what I was gonna
Massive
say.
sex.
We talked a game to death that only two out of the 5 people here can talk about.
Yeah.
Other than yes, I tried that.
It's a good game. Shepard is certainly a character.
He is. I've met him.
And Mass Effect really like nails home like because of how long you stay with that character. It really nails home like everything about him and his relationships with you. So it becomes a very personal thing.
He just looks over his shoulder and he's like, just winks at you and looks back to the game.
I would weep if that fucking happened. I would weep. I would be like, yes.
Wait, if he like turned around and looked at the player?
Yeah, if he broke.
There was a game that did that. Who was it?
Bulletstorm did that?
It was a baseball game. Like it was.
Was it fucking Backyard Baseball?
No, it was like Ken Griffey Jr.'s MLB or something for like 1997 on SNES. But like if you sat there,
I love how it was like this baseball, and you're like, no, it was this exact thing.
No, it was because I had the game and
it was
sat
Ken
there.
Griffey Jr.'s MLB Baseball. It came out in 1997. And it was on.
It was like something like that.
I think it sold 600,000 copies.
Anyways, if you're pitching,
But I can't remember which game it was.
I think it's either if you're pitching or if you're paused too long. Like if you're pitching and you don't pitch it, or if you're
remember
paused too long, the umpire turns, knocks on the glass, and there's like a knocking on glass effect, and he's like, "Hey, let's get a move on here," or something.
That's pretty great, to be honest.
I remember back then, they used to do a bunch of stuff at pause screens. That was
Yeah.
like times for developers to really go hog wild.
That was their creative side.
It'd like dance or something. Or if you just stood there too long. Like Spyro would start eating butterflies or something.
Mario would fall asleep.
You know what's a good
Sonic
protagonist?
would sit there and like look at his watch and tap his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I gotta go fast.
This isn't going. This is the opposite. I'm going nowhere.
You know what's a good protagonist?
Yeah, he is.
Who?
I like John Marston.
I'm John Marston's boy.
Is a great protagonist.
I like
He is,
John Marston's
especially
boy.
because they start you off in the middle of his story,
Yeah.
and you just know that he's kind of a criminal, but you don't know anything about him. And as the game progresses, you learn a lot about his history and about who he is and how he's sort of trying to get redeemed.
Sorry.
That's a good protagonist that kind of he dances the line between like
Good
a
and
good
bad.
good and evil.
Yeah.
And you kind of because of that you kind of like feel some stuff for him.
It's a more human
So
protagonist.
doesn't
Yeah.
Shepard, if you're like,
Well, yeah,
evil,
but that's
evil
you.
decision, good decision.
But that's because
Evil
that, well,
that's
because
you.
you're
No,
making
that's
that decision.
that's you living through him. This character, I actually like that John Marston is on rails because it makes you learn about the character rather than about what you necessarily want the character to be.
That's the greatest gift of all for Mass Effect. Is you learn about yourself.
Yeah, I would punch a reporter in the face over and over again.
It doesn't matter if you're good or evil. You punch that reporter right in her goddamn face.
She should learn her fucking place, right?
I punched her 2 games in a row.
Can't you punch her 3 games in a row?
I don't think she shows up in the first game. I think she only shows up in the second game.
What? No,
And
she's
then-
in the first game.
Is she?
I'm almost 100% sure.
Oh,
Is
that's
Mass
why.
Effect about
That's
punching
why you
reporters?
punched her in the second game
Dude,
because she
I
wrote
have
some like shiesty
no
shit about you from the
And
first.
she's
game.
like,
sounds like it's
Commander
about punching
Shepard,
reporters.
what can you say about how shitty you are? And you're like, shitty I am. I've been doing so many good things.
Left
Yeah,
trigger,
but,
pull the left
but
trigger.
people are shitty, and then some
Biggest takeaway from this podcast
Punch
is
her
that we've
face.
all collectively only played about 12 games. I think we're going to have to take about a 6-month break and play some more games so we can talk about other stuff.
I've got a new one.
Oh, okay. Yes,
let's-
please. Yeah, Ed, everyone shut.
Don't give me that look, Dan.
What look?
You were like, oh, Ed's got a new one?
I want to see. Let's hear it.
I think the main character in Overlord is a good main character.
No idea what Overlord is.
Overlord's that evil Pikmin game.
Yep.
We've talked about this on a different thing.
On a game. We haven't talked about
So it's
it
not
on the
100%
podcast.
new.
It's new to the podcast. Fuck you. But you play as a guy who's resurrected by a little evil goblin man to be the leader of the little evil goblin men. And,
I wanted to play that game.
Yeah.
Is it
I
good?
did play it, but there was something weird with it. Like some weird glitch that stopped me from progressing. And I was like, fuck it. I think it was only in the PS3 version. So.
I remember seeing like
That'll
the cover
teach me
for
to play
it
PS3 games.
The cover looked really
in
cool.
Walmart, and I always be like, "Is that game good?" But I was
it's
always
like
there to
the-
buy something else.
It's like the cover to the game Black, which was just like a bunch of bullets. It was like the one the first time you saw it. Like every time at GameStop, you'd go in there, and there would just be like this game that just had shit tons of bullets on the cover and then the word Black. This game must be great, right?
Is it not?
No.
It's okay.
They
It
spent
got
all their money
got
on
okay
the cover.
reviews. Like,
But yeah, you play as a guy who's resurrected and you have no idea what's going on, so it's a good stand-in for you. Because you have no idea what's going on, and the little goblin's like, "You're our master, we resurrected you, so come on, let's go do some evil shit." And then...
Can you not do evil shit? Like, can you do normal shit? Like, could you start a company and make them office
couldn't you
workers?
play as a good? Wasn't there like the evil guy with his evil minions?
evil
Wasn't there also a
office
good
workers?
guy with good minions?
Not in the first one, I don't think.
Or maybe was that only multiplayer? There was
Maybe. I don't know.
there was a section where you could play as like a good guy.
But I think it's revealed later that you're not. Like, you were a hero, that the guy resurrected to be evil just for shits and giggles.
Huh. Never played Overlord.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've always wanted once again, it's one of those games that has one of those compelling covers, so you're just like, oh, it looks kind of neat. But did it do well?
No, it
I
didn't.
think it did well enough for a sequel.
I guess so.
I mean,
But-
what's that mean nowadays?
It wasn't really nowadays, though, right?
It was back in like 2006.
Trying to think of what I like a good protagonist that I like that is.
You had the most time to think of names.
I like the whole.
I wasn't sure until like literally when I said, "Hey, this is what this podcast might be."
So I have like, maybe it's just because I think of like protagonists, like single player games, but I don't know if they're good protagonists. They might actually be terrible protagonists. They might have zero development. Probably, yeah, most of them have zero development now that I'm thinking about it. But that's okay because I'm going to talk about it anyway. I loved all of like the Naughty Dog. Is just Naughty Dog? Platformers.
Oh, like
Like
Jack and
Jack
Dexter.
and Dexter. Crash Bandicoot. I know they're not all Naughty Dog. Are they all Naughty Dog?
It's Naughty
Ratchet
Dog
and
and
Clank.
Insomniac.
Yeah.
Is the other one.
Insomniac, yeah. Insomniac, did they do the one Sly Cooper?
They did Spyro, Sly Cooper,
I loved
Those-
Sly Cooper.
Ratchet and
I
Clank.
loved all of those games. That's pretty much what I played when I was a kid. Till I discovered World of Warcraft, I played platformers like that.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite protagonists is probably Conker. Because like he's a character that didn't want to. Because he didn't want to do anything that he wanted. It was weird because he had a lot of. I don't really remember what Banjo-Kazooie's motivation was in the first game.
You know,
Their sister, or Banjo's sister, got kidnapped.
And then in the second game, their friend's dead.
The witch
Moment?
comes back and is trying to get revenge on them.
Well,
They're like, well, we can't have that.
they have to, mumbo before they jumbo.
Mumbo, mumbo, jumbo. You can play as him in the second game. But yeah, I really liked Conker. Conker, for me, at least as a kid, was one of the first times I ever got to play like a raunchy character.
Yeah.
On top of that, he just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
woke up hungover. It was
Forcing
like, what's
Conker
going on?
through his bad fur day.
I think he was trying to rescue his girlfriend.
Yeah,
or something.
think
his
so.
girlfriend was taken by a Panther King, I think.
But he also really wanted to fuck a flower.
No, he didn't.
No, the bee.
The
wanted
Bee
to fuck
King
a
wanted to
flower.
fuck a flower.
I think he wanted to fuck that flower.
He
I mean,
was-
as a child, I kind of wanted to
He
fuck
was
a flower.
infatuated with the flower.
It was like the flower and then the goddess in Ocarina of Time. Those are like the best rendered.
Oh god, those.
No,
Dude,
those
there's-
are creepy as
No.
shit.
Nowadays, they're creepy and pointy. Back then, they were like the only thing you'd ever seen. You're like, this is fantastic.
It was like jostling a couple of D20s.
I was like jostling a couple D4s. They literally come. They have like a polygon.
And the like weird noise it makes, it like and it pops up, and you're like, "What the shit is this?"
She's there to help you.
Their faces always kind of creeped me out because they were like it was like this really big pointy nose and then like they had like the weird spiky hair and like the mole and I'm like, this is just disgusting. I don't want to look at it. So go back into your little pond so I can be on my way.
I'm 12. I don't know sex yet.
Did you type that in?
Yeah, I typed it in, but
To your phone.
I couldn't.
What
I
were you-
couldn't. I couldn't.
Dan.
That too many characters for my name.
Jim, what were you doing with your right thumb? N64, man.
Well, I was
You
using
were
the
like,
D-pad because I was
why-
doing the
why-
name thingy.
I'm 12. I don't know sex.
That's what you named your character?
I was gonna try, but it was too low.
I'm 12. I don't know, sir.
Is that perfect amount? That
I don't
counts?
know. I don't know.
That would be super.
Someone go
impressed.
home and test this and
I'm
report
12.
back.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Spider-Man's a good protagonist.
I mean, that's just a game.
Yeah,
fucking sick.
I could be
a
like,
protagonist.
Luke Skywalker's a great protagonist.
He fucking
He's
is.
kind of whiny.
So okay, I know Nick. I'm gonna say another protagonist that
You
I
do know
really like, and I know Nick is going to disagree with me.
Now I'm curious.
I'm intrigued.
And it's
Don't say
one
it.
of my favorite protagonists.
Oh, there's a lot riding on this now.
is Geralt.
Oh
from The
no,
Witcher
it's
3.
not that I don't disagree with you. I don't like Geralt. You're allowed to like him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Nick
Like, I
said
know
you're
you're
allowed to
gonna
like-
disagree.
Yeah, I thought
that
you were-
he's like.
I thought you were gonna say your father, Nick. Start talking to me about this weird.
Is there a video game with your dad in it?
No, not that maybe he knows about.
With your dad or the character's dad?
I don't know. Jason. That's a shit protagonist.
Because like I know you don't. I know you don't like Geralt because he's kind of like.
It's because I don't care about him.
Okay, but why? Okay, so why don't you care about?
Because I've never played anything before that. So like when he's this established character that has these nuances, I can't get into his head because I just start off like in the third chapter.
Yeah.
As opposed to the first two chapters, which build up this person's personality.
Yeah, I guess it's I really like him because, or I was able to really like him because I kind of read up on the story of
He's
Witcher
cool.
before I started playing The Witcher 3.
He fucks a lot.
He does fuck a lot.
That guy, he fucks.
He do fuck.
He do fuck.
Fucking anything you can.
Is that the
I think.
is that the game that you were playing and we were watching and like a burial ship sails away, but you're still in conversation and it reappeared back in the harbor to sail away again?
Yeah,
I was looking up
yeah,
Overlord.
that was like a
And you ended up
glitch.
surfing Facebook.
Overlord
Is that on
damn
camera?
reviews.
You looked at.
Ed
maybe
just
a
doesn't
little
give
bit.
a fuck.
And there's gonna watch you surfing Facebook.
No, because it's at an angle. Overlord got decent reviews,
Yeah?
like 7s.
Was it developed by spiders?
No,
Well, they didn't pay enough.
let's
They
see.
learned from Overlord.
Who developed it?
A group of spiders.
The coalition. Of
That's the
spiders.
only
What's a
answer
group
I will
of-
accept for why spiders.
What's a
games
group
are
of
so bad.
spiders called?
Probably Colony.
Triumph Studios.
What else have they done?
Assuming it's in a colony.
Now,
Or an
now this is
infestation?
just the Overlord podcast.
That's fine.
Uh,
Better than the rest of Mass Effect.
But I really
Sorry if you're searching for the Overwatch podcast, that's not this.
they
Creed's a
made.
good protagonist.
No, he's not.
They've got
It's
2
high
series.
he's up there with John Marston as a good protagonist.
He's very similar.
They made a series called Age of Wonders, which I've never heard of.
I've seen that on sale,
It's a
on
turn-based
Steam a
strategy
lot,
game,
but I've never.
and then Overlord and Overlord 2, and that's it.
A cluster or a clutter of spiders?
Clutter of Spiders developed Bound by Flame. Unless it's Soulbound.
I wonder what the internet thinks the top 10 protagonists are.
Is Soulbound a game?
We can look that up.
I'm gonna write that.
Soulbound? It sounds like a game.
Sounds
right?
like a game.
If it's not a game, we're making a game
Soulbound,
called Soul. There's that
Look
game.
it up, Soulbound video games.
Do you remember that weird Viking?
Starbound is.
That's true. That weird Viking techno game, like the techno Viking game.
Are you thinking? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
thinking of that video of that guy dancing in the street?
The
Are
techno
you
Viking?
trying?
No. There's literally a game that has
Sure.
like it's technology based Norse gods. And it-
I do remember that. Yeah.
It's
And,
like
like-
it's like
Google. Come on.
What, Soulbound?
No.
they're like almost
Techno Viking.
yeah.
But don't just search Techno
You have to-
Viking because you're
it's
gonna
like
find something else.
technology based.
Wasn't it called like Almost Human or something like that?
Yes. It might be
Wow.
called Almost Human. I remember seeing that game and thinking it looked really good. This is not a protagonist.
That was-
podcast about
That was
So- You know what Vikings remind me of? Is Skyrim. And I thought he was pretty good.
yeah, I guess.
I mean, he also kind of feels like a guy who just kind of, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't
just
know
is
what
you.
he's thinking because you don't find
That's-
out too much about who
That's
you
just
are.
it. He's
But-
such an empty vessel that it's.
I kind of get the same feeling with Conquer where he's just kind of like,
Well, but Conquer's personality is that he doesn't give a fuck, whereas the Dovahkiin's personality is that he doesn't have one.
Since you don't have one, I always got the feeling while playing that he's a guy who is just so far out of his depth that he's just doing what people tell him. Because he was a dude who was fucking gonna be killed, and now suddenly they're just like...
You. And then
it's just like...
you remember the meme where it spins around and it's that guy standing there?
I'm you.
Oh, man. And then, like, you have to fight Thomas the Tank Engine so many times.
Yeah, I love... There's a few other ones, like, depending on what race you pick. I think if you pick, like, an Imperial or something, and he was like, I don't even know how you ended up here. He just says random things. Oh, a Khajiit. Well, you did.
I don't even... That guy... That's... I guess I kind of enjoyed it because I didn't know anything about him, and I'm learning stuff, so I just, like... superimposed all of that onto the character. I was just like, they're like, you have to go climb this mountain. You know stuff about dragons. You are a dragon. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And they're like, climb up here. And you're like, oh, God. I feel like I just escaped. Maybe I should just go home to my family or something.
For me, Too human.
Wow.
For me, the Dragonborn was like a guy who was like, I really want to use maces and stuff. Just kidding, I'm a sneaky archer. that's his personality. I'm going to sneak around and arch things.
It was great. Yeah, he's a terrible protagonist. Everything I bring up so far has been a bad protagonist.
Well, it's just like
who's your least favorite protagonist?
Least favorite?
No, I'm just kidding. I've been naming them. You don't need to.
It's just that I don't really. It's hard to consider, like, except for the newest Fallout, I guess. Like Bethesda's protagonists as protagonists because they're you.
Yeah.
Because they're very based on, like, the decisions you make in the game, as opposed to, like, having their own standalone personality.
Well, I guess it's just how you play it, because some people, I guess maybe a majority of people play those kinds of games like, oh, this is me and these are the decisions I would make, and then a lot of people also do, like, this is the character that I want to play as, and so they're not necessarily playing themselves, they're playing a character that they want to be.
More
Like,
of a role playing.
Yeah, people who get into role
That's
playing.
true, but, like, that's I think too hard to nail down as far as favorite protagonists. I like Parthenax in Skyrim. I thought he was an awesome, like, character.
Yeah.
Just because, like, he was like this. I love the end of Skyrim when, like, you're working with the people that don't like the dragons. And
Spoilers.
Yeah, who cares? And you're just fuck you, snowmams and
Snowmams.
There's two of them here.
They're called the snowballs. They're actually called the snowballs.
Oh, what? And they're like, okay, so you killed Alduin, and you killed all the other dragons. One dragon left you haven't killed, and it's Parthenax, your best friend. You gotta go fuck him in the butt. You want to be friends with us still. And then you have to choose whether...
they asked you to do that before that.
They do, I think. They say that Parthenax is still a dragon and he can't be trusted, and it's like... But you're allowed to, like... tie up that loose end at the end of the game if you want to, as opposed to, like, when they ask you to do it.
What's that movie where Sean Connery is the voice of a dragon? The Dragonheart?
Yeah.
I like that one. He's like the last. That's how I picture Parthenax. Parthenax is...
Hello, I can't even do a Sean Connery accent. Hello, Novakin! I am Sean Connery!
I think I could do one line, it's gonna be really bad. I'm a Russian submarine captain.
I'm a Russian submarine captain.
Yeah, that's about it.
And everyone who's watching it's like, you're probably not.
I'm a Russian submarine dragon.
I like that movie because it's really about a Scotsman who's undercover in the Russian Navy.
And not even really undercover, just...
I am a Russian...
I assume that was like all the other games we talked about where just a comedy of errors and they're like, you're the captain now. And you're like, no.
I'm the captain.
He's just like, Sean Connery still doesn't understand what they're saying to him because he doesn't speak Russian.
No.
And then he's just like, they just like put him in charge and everyone's looking at him. He's like,
where are we heading, Sean Connery?
You know, if you watch all of Sean Connery's James Bond movies and then watch Hunt for Red October, it just looks like James Bond went really deep undercover.
Yeah, like a deep underwater.
Yeah.
Got it.
I remember at the end of Skyrim when I got there.
why are you trying to make this about video games, man?
We were talking about Sean Connery movies.
We've been talking about a lot of movies this podcast. But I remember, like, the final fight where, like, you're supposed to kill Alduin and, like, Parthenax is, like, in the sky too and he's, like, kind of helping you.
Kind of.
it
does what he can.
got glitched and the fight never ended.
That happened to me too.
Really?
And
That's
like I just
amazing.
remember like that they're like Parthenax, like one of the things that you go have a conversation with Parthenax before the final fight, and he's talking about how like dragons or whatever would have like this eternal fight or whatever. And I remember sitting there and the battle wasn't ending. It's like, you were mentioning eternal fights. I didn't think you actually meant it.
I remember the first dragon that shows up, which I'm pretty sure is scripted, but the first time I played it, I didn't know this. And there's like, it's like this big open field, and to the right is like this house. And I ran over to the house, and the door was locked, and I was picking the lock, and I hear like a boom, and I'm like, and I turn around, and it just blows fire against the thing. And I'm like, okay.
I love when they would kill people you were talking to.
I actually think I went into the house instead. Like I managed to break into it. If it was locked, I gotta check that. I could be making this all up. This could be a fabrication.
We were really interested in telling Ed that.
Yes. I worry about Ed's opinion of me.
I don't anymore.
Hey man, don't make up rules in games I make up.
You made up the rule.
What rule?
Yes, everyone understands what we're talking about. Anyway, Protagonist.
Smashed me. That's something that takes concentrated effort.
There was
it doesn't.
there was a bit of a scene last night during.
You
Smash
did it by
Brothers.
accident.
Oh,
I did. I
Smash
did
Bros.
start a smash, and I tried to yell before it went off. Everybody move.
When we all look like pizza, it's hard to tell.
Oh, did you
Again,
guys try
things
the
that
Poke-
don't make sense because
What?
I already
You guys try the
prefaced this when we were playing Smash Brothers. So now this makes no sense.
It's hard not to hit people when you're trying to go for Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Hit people, sure. Smash people.
When you think
Nah.
you're
Wait,
not you.
wait. Don't you set up so your smashes are always the C stick?
No, I actually that's normal setup.
Oh, yeah. You
I set
do
them up so
tilts.
that they're not.
Oh,
Also,
right.
there were times yesterday when playing when I thought I had a Pokeball, so I
Yeah.
did like side A to throw it, and
And you
instead I just
smashed me.
smashed.
So it
Yeah, when
happens
we
a
were playing
lot.
as all Luigi's, you're like, Dan, move! And then I just go flying.
We actually did it on Pooh Ball.
Oh, that's crazy.
This podcast is gone.
Yeah.
Pooh Ball is the stage where we set it up to be that basketball thing. So the only way to kill people is by bouncing them off a like a backboard into like a
Death. Into
a
a
rocket
canyon.
thing that shoots them straight down. Yeah. Otherwise, they hit rocket things that shoot them back on the stage. And we played a game where we only used Pokeballs to hurt each other. We
And you
tried really
couldn't
hard
hit
not to hit each
you
other
couldn't hit each other.
with anything other than Pokeballs and Pokemon. There you go.
And Pizza is a character, a meat character that
Pizza's
Nick made.
No, I didn't. Pizza's
We made it.
Yeah.
Because we have
It was to decide where to eat.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have pizza, Chinese food, and Wendy's, and one other
And
one.
Sub
Shop. And that's how we used to decide where we wanted to eat.
How did
when
you decide?
We would set it up.
Oh,
on-
set it up and have a fight.
Yeah,
Level
then we-
9.
Level 9s. And
I
whoever
remember
won is where we ended up going to eat.
I remember that.
Sub shop and pizza won a lot.
Wendy's just sucked.
Wendy's wasn't.
You know, it's kind of hard to make a good protagonist.
It is.
It's because
I
it's...
think pizza's a good protagonist.
Pizza is a good protagonist.
You know who I thought was a bad protagonist? Shadow from Sonic 3 Battle 2. Like, I like the idea that they were, like, trying to give... I think the storyline that was just god-awful anyways, but they were trying to give, like, a bad guy, like, a good story, but it was just, like, every cliched thing piled on top of each other.
You know who protagonist I do like, though? I like Starkiller from the Force
Oh.
Unleashed series.
Yeah, I like
Never
that
played
too.
it.
It was just because, like, he was a very fleshed out character. Like, he started the rebellion, and, like, that was canon for a while. It's not canon.
It's not, no.
No, they threw it out.
Threw everything out.
Which is sad, because Force Unleashed, I
Well-
think, like, out of anything, Force Unleashed had a good story.
They didn't
did.
throw it out. Technically, they're just stories that people would tell.
Yeah, they're like legends.
They're
in those.
legends, yeah.
So there's a legend of Starkiller.
Possibly. I don't know.
It was canon. Like, they were like, this is what happened. Starkiller was the one who started the rebellion. Darth Vader knew about him because he trained him. I don't
Darth
know.
Vader had, like, 19 secret apprentices.
He did.
They
yeah.
need to
And
stop.
Palpatine was like, you can only have one apprentice after you kill me. And Darth Vader was like, fuck you.
They need to stop beating the "my apprentice did something
Oh.
against me" horse.
You know who's
Said it
another
like
great
3 or 4
protagonist?
times now.
Django Fett in Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
That was a... Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Was
game.
he actually
Again, I
a
still
good
think that falls in the
protagonist?
same boat as like
Well, it's just
Spider-Man.
so that's. I guess that's true, but like the Star Wars games tend to have really good stories.
Yeah.
Was he a
which
good
allow
protagonist, though? I don't really remember.
He was a bad hero.
Well, I understand, but I don't remember too much. Like I wasn't learning stuff about.
You learned a little bit about him. I remember really liking the villain in that game.
I remember it was just awesome. I was just like flying around. I was like, flamethrower these motherfuckers, and that was great.
You know how else is a
but
good?
I don't know if that made him a good protagonist.
Jaden from
Smith.
Jaden Smith.
Wow, yeah.
From the real world.
Yeah, he's pretty much
his real life.
He is the main character of our.
I wish I could be amazed by half the things that Jaden Smith is amazed by.
Jaden from Jedi Academy, the Jedi you play.
So like every protagonist
I think
from every
Star Wars
game.
gets it right when it comes to protagonists.
Don't you make decisions in that game?
Yeah,
Not really.
I didn't play it too much.
You can pick which mission. To do.
That's the Old Republic.
The Old Republic, sure.
Yeah, you make lots of
a lot of
decisions.
people like Revan, I guess, but I never really got into it.
Isn't he you?
Yeah. I think.
Spoilers.
And all of us, V for Vendetta.
See, I don't know. Star Wars just does a good job when it comes to just the story.
Yeah.
Which makes me like the protagonist more.
I really like the story of Pod Racer.
Yeah, me too.
You know, they
No.
in the credits they credit the guy who blew up at the beginning in the movie.
What guy?
The pod racing guy? Just
the guy
that's like the
who
little
didn't
guy?
make it off the line.
Oh.
He's in like the credits or something.
Like
of
fucking something
Star Wars.
Quadranero, like fucking
Ben Quadranero.
Ben
Or you had to like
Quadranero.
unlock him or something. There was something about him that they did that tied very nicely into the movie because he blew up. It was pretty cool. There were two. There was Racer Revenge also. Which
There's
was
a second
pretty
Pod
good.
Racer?
on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
That was,
I
it was
played
kind
that
of,
one more.
That was the weird one, right? Where all the pod racers were like super small and their heads were super big.
No, that was one for like the N64 or something, I think.
Oh no, I remember. Yeah, it was a racing game, but it was kind of like Diddy Kong's Racing, where you could like go up and down, and it wasn't just pod racers. You could also play as like starfighters.
It was
and
just
stuff like
Star
that.
Wars.
Like,
It was
really?
like
It was like
it
I
was
remember that.
Star
Darth
Wars.
Maul in like
Yeah,
his
huge head.
in his silver
Everyone.
ship.
Stupid thing.
He was
They're like,
sitting in his
how
little silver
close
ship.
can we get to like Nintendo racing games before we get sued?
It's just
Yeah.
like those like
It was about that close. That's about
the
where you could
Nintendo
get.
like racing games are just they're fun though.
I actually
good.
played Crash Team Racing a lot. I liked that
I
one.
loved Crash Team
Crash
Racing.
Team Racing was great. Protagonist.
That was
Crash Team Racing.
I
entire game.
mentioned Crash Bandicoot earlier.
that was
Did you?
Mario Kart for people who didn't own N64s.
I did not own an N64.
I did. I didn't really like Mario Kart though.
How dare you?
Sorry. Well, actually, I really liked Mario Kart on the SNES.
The SNES. Yeah.
Me and my mom used to play that together. It was pretty weird because like I never really had a relationship with my mother.
Until you broke your arms?
Oh no.
Oh no! The word relationship means a lot of things. I have
Yeah.
a relationship with all you guys.
No.
I'm gonna
A
fuck
sexual
the
relationship.
shit out of all of you
I'm
guys.
cool with it.
See, and one of them will be consensual. And that's the one I'm gonna enjoy the least.
Never mind. I'm not cool with it anymore. That's weird.
We're going so far, man. So far.
This is a podcast about protagonists of video games. And I
Yeah.
just said I might rate my friends.
So many
Yeah.
people have come
You
and
didn't
gone.
say might.
You said
You
you
said
would.
you're going to.
you-
Oh, I
there
said
was-
I
If you
will.
do, we have this on record.
That's
So
true.
Specifically, fuck the shit out of us. So maybe his defense is that he didn't actually fuck the shit out of us.
I'll fuck
If
you
we
till
don't-
you're just about to.
You know who had surprisingly okay protagonists? I don't know if I call them like great, but the first Modern Warfare by Call of Duty, like it had an actual story there,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
What's his name?
There was
Soap?
Grimes.
Mustache.
It wasn't Grimes.
Soap?
It was
No, mustache.
Soap
Soap
McTavish, and then
is
there was
who you played.
Well, I thought you played as him in the second one.
No, you don't
play-
play as him. In the
He's a
second
side character in the second one.
Who did you play as in the second one?
one. Roach, I think. But what's his name?
Doesn't it begin with a G?
Oh fuck! It's gonna kill me
You want me to look it up?
a little bit.
I'm gonna look it up.
His name is like fucking shit, dude.
That's
weird.
probably
It begins with a P, I think.
Price.
Protagonist.
Price.
Price.
Captain Price.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Price is an amazing.
Oh, hey,
I think
Captain
he's-
Price.
I think he's the protagonist of Modern Warfare.
He is. You just
You-
only see him so often.
It's kind of like, is that a third person narrative when you're seeing it from like
Yeah.
another
I
perspective?
guess so.
No.
No.
Ooh, that,
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
second person? First
It might be
person's from the
second.
first
First
person's from
you.
Price.
Third
Second
person is like omniscient.
But yeah.
Okay,
So
so then
second
you
is the second
narrator.
person.
So it's a second person perspective of Price. Yeah, Price is a fucking awesome
Captain
protagonist.
Price, Captain Paleo,
I think
Gaz.
Who is
Yeah.
the sniper?
in what? Oh, Master Chief, great protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. He's an
I
awesome
think
protagonist.
Cortana's a pretty great protagonist.
She is too.
Yeah.
Do you ever really learn anything about Master Chief?
Well,
though?
well, the thing is, you do. He's a very like mysterious character, and then you learn more about him.
And you learn that he
Macmillan, I
can
think, is the
survive
sniper.
lots of stuff.
Macmillan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Maybe
gonna
he
You
can-
do Pripyat together.
Pripyat.
Yeah,
I think they
it was a
fucking-
great level.
You do.
They ruined.
Oh, his captain, Price's captain, because you play as Price in that
Oh yeah.
in the Pripyat level. Pripyat.
You're with the other sniper guy. Keep moving. Get down.
All right, we're gonna go over to the Ferris
Yeah,
wheel.
you literally just like you're sneaking it, literally
Pripyat
nipping on the heels of a dog and a
was-
guy.
So Modern Warfare 1 was a fucking great.
It was
It
an
was.
amazing game.
I'm glad they made it 4 more
I'm
times.
glad they made it 9 more fucking times.
I was
Oh.
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt,
Don't do
right?
that.
Old Call of Duty was really solid. The first, like, the original Call of Duty game, at least the original one on, like, systems that where it would be, you could compare it to, like, the modern ones. I don't know if they did anything before, like, an Xbox.
It was Xbox.
It was
One.
Xbox, yeah.
Like not Xbox One.
Xbox.
The first Xbox.
The opening scene for the
original.
first Call of Duty game was fucking phenomenal. It's probably still is my favorite opening scene because you're a Russian rowing into Stalingrad to storm, like in the siege of Stalingrad, to storm the city, and like you're rowing and there's like planes coming through and strafing. The guy at the head of your boat's giving this amazing speech, and the Nova is like, deserters will be shot as 2 guys get out of the boat, and he just pulls out a pistol and shoots them in the back of the head. And then you get on the beach and they don't have a gun for you. So the first probably 5 to 10 minutes of that level,
Are you telling me in Call of Duty they didn't give you a gun?
you're doing a
It's
tutorial.
like they cared about the artistic integrity of their video game.
They did this really seamless tutorial of you not having a gun, having to make it through the battlefield without killing things, so you could just learn the fucking controls. And some like the guy next to you dies, and you get his gun, and then you go into like actually playing. But it's an amazing, just really immersive introduction to a video game.
What I really liked about the first the first Call of Duty game was it came out alongside of like the later Medal of Honor games, and Medal of Honor the
really
contrast.
I remember when Medal of Honor tried it. Sorry, I just remember
the contrast between like the Medal of Honor games and Call of Duty when they came out, like when the first Call of Duty came out, was that like Medal of Honor was always about like you are the hero. Like you are alone and you're shooting a bunch of Germans or you're shooting a bunch of like Russians, and you're it's just you're like an army of one. Whereas when the first Call of Duty came out, it was like really the first Call of Duty game.
First Call of Duty, rough.
When that came out, it was all about like you being a part of like this team, because you'd be running through the battle and you'd see people that have like names over their head, like private, whatever, and then you'd see him get killed and you're like, oh shit, that guy just got killed, like. But it wasn't just about you. Like, you weren't the hero. You were just another part of the war.
They did this great thing where, like, you would have sort of campaigns. Like, you'd have the British campaign, you'd have the Russian campaign, the American campaign. But within those campaigns, you'd have, like, a manila folder of, like, the character, and you would learn what happened to that character. I'm not sure if it was actually based on a person, but they would at least have story being like, oh, there was a female sniper in the Russian campaign, and you finish her level, and then it ends telling you that she dies, like, a few days later during the siege or things like that.
Yeah, and I remember when Medal of Honor like tried to be more like Call of Duty at some point.
Yeah.
When like Call of Duty got a little bit more modern, they
Yeah.
started doing like the
Like Afghanistan.
well, not even that, like with the gameplay mechanics becoming like the esport it is now.
Yeah.
And then Medal of Honor came out with a game that was very similar to that, and it completely tanked because it was going up against Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1's kind of like the original Call of Duty in that
with the
respect,
story
as far as
elements.
like telling the story, because like the small encapsulated like isolated stories that you play during the campaign are very like good. Like the tank guy, who's the only one I played through, but like that little story is a very well put together story.
Yeah.
Which I really liked.
You know what this reminded me? It's not a video game, but I don't care. You know what I watched the other day? Was
What?
Fury.
That's a pretty
I've
good
never
movie.
seen
It was.
haven't
It
seen
is.
it.
It's fantastic. You would really like it.
Yeah.
Dan. They do
I've
a
heard
great
good
job.
things.
They're just fucking like
Isn't Shia LaBeouf in Fury?
Shia LaBeouf, and he's good in it.
He's got a sweet ass mustache.
He does have a sweet ass
Is this sweet?
mustache.
Did he grow it on his own?
I don't know.
Huh.
I
Is it
know
Brad Pitt?
during a scene
Yes.
to get like more into it, he like took out his knife, which was supposed to be a prop knife, but was a little sharp, and like cut his face to get him a little more into the scene. I remember hearing that.
Jesus.
It's a really good movie. I thought it was very well done.
It was really good.
Staying on the line of World War II games, there was a great one called, I think, Brother in Arms.
Oh,
The Brother in Arms.
Yeah, the first one was really good. The second one, I think, didn't do very well at all.
Well, was the second one Bad Company?
I think so. I'm
No,
not sure.
that was Battlefield.
Battlefield, Bad Company.
Brother in
Yeah.
Arms.
That wasn't that bad.
You play the guy in
Destructive
charge of a
environments.
unit, and it's a combination shooter strategy. So it was still a shooter. You're still going around doing what you're doing in like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, but you're also leading units to like
squad.
go and do suppressive fire there, or go flank there.
Yeah, that was like a little like subgenre for a while, especially around like the PS2 time, because it was like the Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
There were those, SOCOM games.
Sockum.
I didn't like
Sockum
Sockum.
bottom
No, because
robots. Fuck
I think SOCOM went too far into the squad mechanics when you're just like, I'm trying to shoot this guy, and they're like, what should we do? And you're like, fucking shoot him! What the fuck? I'm not gonna hold your hand.
Fucking,
Wipe
what's it
your
called?
ass after you poop. I don't need to tell
I
you
think
these
Rainbow
things.
Six did the SOCOM like thing a little bit
It did.
better.
There was also a game called I think it was called Full Spectrum, where you
Full Spectrum Warrior.
Full Spectrum Warrior. Yeah, sorry. Where you only played as 4 dudes, and the whole game was you instead of like going and like shooting people.
What system was this on?
The original Xbox, PlayStation 2.
Was
era.
it where was it set?
It was set in
Pripyat.
Was it
Pripyat.
Desert Storm? Oh,
maybe it was Desert Storm.
Was
It
Desert
was
Storm?
like it was
there was
Middle
a game
East.
that this is reminding me of. It might be that game.
Yeah, it was a Middle Eastern themed warrior game. Yeah, but you played as 4 American soldiers, and it was basically like a mini RTS because you only controlled those 4 dudes, and it was like you had to tell them where to go and where to shoot and stuff like that. And it was bad. I didn't like it at all. But yeah, but it came out in that era where it was like shooter meets strategy.
Yeah, where they hadn't found a balance, or like knew how to make like a good, like single person.
It was kind of a split
shooter with
like
games.
like a rift in
but
shooting
like,
games like that.
One branch lived and the other one died.
Well, that's not 100% true. Like the Rainbow Six kind of, I think.
Yeah, but Rainbow Six kind of it moved back towards. It
did. But Rainbow Six, like Vegas and all that stuff, are very
those great games.
Siege
looks great.
Games. Siege looks okay.
It's
kind of it feels like a MOBA to me almost. It's like a weird
kind
sort
of
of house.
Yeah,
MOBA.
it's like a shooting MOBA.
But Rainbow Six Siege, because you don't
but
have
it was
a character. It's
basically
more...
they took that part of Vegas where you had to do those like missions where there were terrorists locked in, and they're like, we could just make that a game and make some people the terrorists.
There was an indie game that I remember seeing a trailer for. It was like a gameplay thing, and I don't think it actually went anywhere, but I thought it was a really great concept. It was a multiplayer game where it was like, it was 6v6, and basically you started off, there was like 5 minutes at the beginning of every match where there are 6 people in a building, and there are 6 people in like a SWAT truck. And the people in the SWAT truck have to make a plan of entering the building and saving the hostages. And then the people in the building have to be like, all right, here's where they could come in from. Here's like what they might do. And then like the game starts, and it's a first person shooter. So people that come in, but they can like blow down walls.
That's Siege.
It's
No. Yes.
I'm just
No.
It's not like Siege did that, but this was like a few years ago.
I'm just saying
it was a more stylized looking game. It was like a red v blue, and the house was like just white coming out of the ground or something.
Yeah.
Like that. You know outside good protagonists? Darksiders games.
Yeah.
Had really cool protagonists.
War and Death.
War and Death are the
War and Death.
War and Peace.
Peace, the horseman of the apocalypse.
The fifth
in the first Darksiders, weren't the other horsemen working against you at some point?
I can't remember if it's the first one or the second one.
I think they're trying to blame you for breaking the seals, and I can't remember if that is Death or War, because they bleed together for me. They were both pretty good games, though.
They were. I was super excited for the second one, but I think after like 6 hours, I just couldn't take it anymore because I felt like I was only like halfway through the story.
I think War was framed for something.
He was. I think that's what set up too, because I remember War was awesome.
Didn't they redesign Death for the sequel?
Or sorry, Death.
Maybe.
Death was awesome.
He was.
Death looked cooler.
He did.
War was like this bulky dude. He was weird looking.
Death was. I kind of want to try playing that. Yeah,
They just came out again.
Yeah?
Remastered editions.
Ooh.
The
For,
Death Definitive Edition and the War Casted Edition.
Oh,
So
well.
they didn't come as like a bundle?
No, they came out at different times. The Death Definitive Edition came out like a few months ago, and then the other one just came out.
So they released them in reverse order.
Yes. Well, it probably took longer to make a remaster of the older one, to be honest.
Probably.
I don't know if it was in like native 1080p or anything like that.
I don't think. I think it was old. It was decently old.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about
You
getting
were
it.
either you or Dylan were playing that game at Nick's house when his air conditioner exploded.
Did I have that game?
I had that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you had just bought it and
Yeah,
then brought it
I
to
remember.
Nick's
I was
house,
so excited for it.
and
I
then
remember
Nick's
watching that happen.
Nick's air conditioner decided to just pee all over the electrical outlet.
That thing, I used to wake up soaked. Like, I would wake up and be like, oh, the air conditioner threw up again. I had to move the air conditioner across my bed, across the room.
Why didn't you just deal with the air conditioner problem?
I wanted to be also cold.
You could have gotten a new one, couldn't you?
I was a boy, Dan.
Tell someone.
Boy, you were
was
like
in college,
17.
I was a boy.
The one with Death? That was
Oh.
college.
We
So
were in college.
I don't know if this is a good protagonist, and I really honestly don't like the games, but I'm gonna pose this to you guys. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you three at least really like those games.
50?
Assassin's Creed
55.
characters.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I was actually going to bring them up because
Yeah.
of the war, similar kind of like...
Because of the
person.
war.
Ennio. Because of the war. Do you remember Ennio? Those were the good old days. I wish we could go back.
I was actually thinking, like, I will say I do love Ezio, but we've talked about him a lot.
Oh, it's Ennio, not it's Ezio, not Ennio.
Not Ennio.
It's
Ennio.
just how much I played
No,
the game,
Ennio's
guys.
Pizzeria.
Ennio Morricone, the
You know the way.
composer for the
you know
Spaghetti
the way
Westerns.
to make a pizza pie.
It's a piece of cake to make a pizza pie.
It's not only
What?
a hook; it's a blade too.
It's a hook blade? Jesus was crazy.
Being an hour into the goddamn
Assassin's-
game.
That's the third or fourth Ezio game.
That's Revelations. That's
Oh
the
my
fourth
god,
one.
that guy! That was
That's the
probably.
third Ezio game.
I mean, if we
It's
want to
the
do an
fourth.
episode
Fourth
on the
Ezio
worst
game?
tutorials,
There was Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed
Creed
2, and then Assassin's
That one.
Creed
Which one? Four?
Brotherhood.
Uh,
Maybe it was the
And
third
then
one.
Revelation.
Yeah,
so
okay,
what
it was the third
happened
one.
was you were running around. It was in a super cool setting. It was in Istanbul, I think.
I think that's what Assassin's Creed has
Constantinople,
going
actually.
for it.
It was. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was in.
Was it pre 1453?
Well, yeah, they might be Giants hadn't written that song yet.
Or was it pre 1453?
No. It
I
was
don't know.
It was the 1600s.
Yeah, it was Istanbul.
I'm
Gonna
pretty
fuck
sure
you
it
in the
was.
mouth,
I'm just
Dan.
saying.
Anyway, yeah, you're running. The guy's teaching you stuff, and you've been. They added this cool hook mechanic that you could grab onto stuff, and it's called the hook blade. They're the entire time they're like, "This is the hook blade," and literally an hour in, he's just like, "It's not just a hook." It's a blade, and me and Nick lost our shit because we're like, "No, we've been using it." And then he was just like, "Hey, did you know it's a blade?" you run up and like stab someone in the beginning. And that guy
I
just
don't
like,
remember if his name was actually Jesus, but I called him Jesus.
He looked like Jesus.
I was
Probably
like,
wasn't
Jesus just gave me a hook
Jesus.
blade.
oh,
I'm assuming it wasn't
Jesus.
Jesus.
you know
Probably Jesus.
who looks like
Prince of Persia was a good protagonist.
I haven't played it yet. Who looks like is going to be a really cool protagonist is Dishonored 2.
Oh, Dishonored does have a good protagonist.
I'm
I played a
excited
few
for
minutes of it.
the first one?
I've played 12 hours of it, and I'm on level 3.
So you're enjoying it?
It is a really good game.
I remember I was watching the preview and they're like, they killed your father or whatever.
What?
No,
No.
you play as Corvo from the
Or-
first game, or Emily,
Elizabeth.
who's,
Yeah.
who's the
Not
little girl
Elizabeth.
from
Or Elizabeth from
Bioshock, yeah.
She's a good protagonist. Another second person. I actually think Booker and Elizabeth are both great protagonists. Shit.
Yeah.
They're great.
Jack from the first Bioshock.
Was an awesome protagonist as well. He's kind of falling into the whole Skyrim camp where he's too damn quiet. But then
he's
you
at that
learn,
point where you meet your daddy, and
And
he's
you're
just
like,
like, I do have a tattoo on my wrist.
fuck you!
You said I couldn't get tattoos, but looky here.
I'm back, daddy, and I've got tattoos now.
Fuck you, Dad! A man chooses a slave obeys, so I'm gonna kill myself because of you, honey.
Sorry. I guess I don't know the story yet, but the preview made it look like it was the bad guys from the first Dishonored, or no, the good guys.
That's the you play as the bad guys from the first Dishonored in the DLC for the first Dishonored.
And they're not bad guys. They were hired by the people you've already killed, the Dowd and company.
I'll have to look at the preview again.
In the preview, you play as either Corvo or Emily. And
who are they with respect to the first game?
The main character in
the
the
first
little
game
girl.
with his daughter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was
who's the queen's daughter.
So I was really excited. I guess I've now made up my own narrative for Dishonored. I thought it was super cool because I thought what happened, right? Just from watching the preview, but not playing the game at all, and only playing some of Dishonored 1. So I'm pretty qualified to speak about this.
Yep.
Is that I thought you assassinated basically the leader and overthrew whatever, monarchy or whoever was running the show. And I thought in the second one, you were then the people who had been overthrown, who did the same exact thing. And I was like, that's awesome. That's their whole narrative is just this never ends. It's just a back and forth of fucking killing. And I was like, that's so cool.
That would be really
Dishonored,
cool.
if you're looking for a writer. I'm very bad at it, but I have an okay idea, so...
I think it's Arcane Studios, yeah. They made another...
No, they're called Dishonored.
Dishonored,
just like Mojang's called Minecraft.
Well, that's definitely true.
That's a good
if you want them to quit.
Steve?
Microsoft certainly thinks so.
Microsoft.
They made another game called, something that I don't remember.
Wow, yes, do go on.
And it was so Dishonored. What I like the most about the Dishonored game is how good it feels to play. The way you kill people, the way you move bodies, the way you can just
polished.
it's very textual. Everything works so well. They made another game prior to that was crazy. How how the fighting in Dishonored's a little bit hard.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel bad. It's not clunky because it's bad controls. It's hard because you're bad at how it's supposed to work. So when you deflect things and you stab them, there was a game they made, and I forget what it's called. It has something to do with magic. It was very RPG. You could do all this stuff, and you could do crazy fucking shit.
It's either Arx Fatalis or Dark Messiah of Might and Magic.
Messiah of Might and Magic.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I played that
Might and
game.
Magic.
It was fucking insane and intense. From what I played it a little bit because I saw some dude did a playthrough of it.
Isn't that a whole series of Might and Magic?
I don't know, but I know
Search
they
for
might have
Might
had a
and Magic.
sequel. It was crazy and how good that game.
I think that might have been a sequel.
Well, you could really see the influences Dark Messiah has on Dishonored, the way you climb ropes, the way that you can teleport around. All those things are coming in. Arcane's good at least.
I played the demo for that Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. And I remember getting. It came out around the same time that Half-Life 2 came out. It's an old game, so we were 14, 15, and I remember that was my first introduction to a game where coming across 3 enemies almost certainly means you're dead.
You die. Unless you're good.
Yeah.
I watched a dude, because there's different weapons and stuff, because it's an RPG, whereas Dishonored isn't really. They more fine-tuned,
I really want to play
weapons.
Dishonored now.
It's a really good game.
Everyone here has it except for you two, I think. You could get it, though.
I could.
Bono doesn't have it?
I hardly
feel
play
he could
video
afford
games.
Suck a dick, boy.
I might not have a choice after this.
You're right.
Oh no.
No.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Don't sneeze. Say something.
Say banana.
Pineapple.
Banana.
It's gone. Is it gone?
It's gone, yeah.
Yeah!
I hate when people take that from me. I love sneezing.
You got cut. You got cut from that sneeze, boy.
Wow.
Somebody else sneezed for me?
Yeah, someone else is sneezing on your wife.
That's not.
probably
That's
not.
not. It's not snot.
Snot.
That's
It's
not
not
mayonnaise.
What?
Dishonored.
I'm not as excited to play the second one.
It's really good.
But
He
just
has his own
because
story.
I
Now he
thought
wants that game.
that looked like such a cool story.
Ty, you should go make that
I
game.
want that. That's an awesome thing because you get a game and a sequel and it's tied up because you don't need to play the next one. You know what's gonna happen, and that's actually how a lot of things go. Is just the power and the not power. And swings back and forth.
Like Jaws.
I remember on Reddit.
Nothing like Jaws.
No,
man.
because the shark goes and kills people, and then they go back and kill the shark, but then the shark's baby come back and kill people again. They kill the shark again, and then another one
and then
comes
the
back.
shark establishes a tyrannical government.
I was going to say the
and
shark
people-
then comes out of the sea, runs for mayor of the town.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
And he's
Jaws 5.
Mm-hmm. Jaws 5.
That shark felt the burn.
Fishy business.
I believe that all fish should be given to me. I like this platform. I also like that he's a shark on land. It's out of...
And speaking.
It's a fish out of water story.
We're making this movie.
As long as
we're
we
gonna
make
make
my
the
game too. I want my game. That's such.
I want my game too.
God damn it, Dishonored.
T1000.
That's not a new game.
No. I just think that's what the preview made it look like that.
No. I mean, kind of. They do take it over.
Yeah.
And then you have to take it back.
Yeah, it is kind of like you come out of power, then you get back in power, then you come out of power again.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of.
It's kind of that.
Okay.
Those people, because like Emily's mother was the queen, but she had a sister that was actually the true heir to the throne, and she's just like, "Fuck you," and she comes and takes it over.
So that was kind of
and
what
then,
happened.
like, depending on who you pick, she like encapsulates the other one in stone, and then you go off and like try to get it back, whilst also saving.
So you said the DLC you play as bad guys and you take it
You
back.
play as the
in
people
in
who
the
killed
first
the
one.
queen.
Yeah.
Which were just hired assassins,
Mm-hmm.
run by this guy called Dowd. That was one of the coolest missions in the first game. Was when you're playing as Corvo, because you could in Dishonored you can kind of choose how you play, whether or not you play a very like murdery run or a very stealthy run. And I remember trying to do the stealthy run, and you had to steal a key off of Dowd's belt, and I was just sneaking right up behind him and just walked away, and they never knew you're there, and that's so crazy because like the alternative is you kill everyone in there.
Yeah,
I loved like there were also like those walker robot things.
Yes.
Oh man, that is such. I really should play that game.
It's a cool game.
it's
awesome
tough.
aesthetic.
It's like a good kind of tough.
I got like 19 achievements
At once.
in one time.
You're like half an hour from the end, right?
That was K-Bob. He was 40 minutes from the end.
He was just
No,
about 40 minutes from the
he
end.
was.
At least 2.5 hours from the end.
About 40 minutes.
It's not.
He's
about
40 minutes from the end of the new one.
Yeah, it's true. I have 12 hours into it.
I haven't even started it.
We might be playing some Dishonored this afternoon.
It's a great game.
Where are we at?
A little over an hour.
Okay. I think this is a good time now.
Yeah.
So, what's everyone's favorite protagonist?
I'm gonna say Geralt from The Witcher is my favorite.
Commander Shepard.
I forget who I said when it was my
Overlord,
turn. It was
right?
so...
Well, you could have. You could
You
have.
flip
You
flop.
said
You
Mr.
could
Overlord.
I do,
Could have changed.
I do think the guy from Bioshock was good.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick with John Marston.
I feel like
I'm going to say Link from Legend of Zelda.
I'm gonna say anyone.
I'm going to say the Dovahkiin.
No.
Ice Climbers.
Yeah,
Ice Climbers.
I really.
To do was climb
I liked the Ice Climbers
Oh,
in the newest
Master Hands.
Smash Bros.
He's the good guy.
protagonist.
If I can think of him
Could
as
be
the
the
protagonist.
good guy.
He's not. He can be the good guy, but he's not the one you're following.
Who are you following?
I don't know.
The other hand,
Whoever
crazy
you
hand with
choose,
toys.
honestly, you can make up your own protagonist, but
that's
you have about
actually-
32 to pick
They
from.
both control the toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are the protagonists because you're playing as the toys.
You're playing as a kid with
right.
cerebral palsy. So it's like one of them's like normal, the other one's like crazy.
You fight them at the end.
It's Michael J. Fox's son playing the toys together.
I don't know if they are the protagonists. You fight them at the end, as
You
if
do.
to throw off their control and say that they're the antagonists for having controlled you. the
If my
entire time.
toys started like fighting me, I would throw them away.
That's what you would do?
Well, you can make
If
a
my
whole
toys
movie
started
about
fighting
it.
me, I would scream and run out of the room.
Small
No.
soldiers, man. No one. People didn't seem as concerned as they should have been. Just like how Flubber is a bad movie.
Flubber.
You put military chips in toys?
Yeah, it didn't do
What were
anything.
those chips? Seriously, they were just like, I can literally run a toy, allow it to make decisions. They have like unlimited battery. Crazy.
David
Yeah,
Cross,
they didn't
how
run
dare
on
you.
batteries.
David Cross, yeah.
David Cross did that.
Was it David Cross?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
one of the...
And it was what that other comedian guy?
Jay Moore.
No.
Jay Moore was in that.
Yeah.
The bad guy in that movie was
Colonel Sanders?
No, I can't remember his name.
Tommy Lee Jones.
No.
Tommy Lee Jones played the main dude.
Did you? I thought
He was the voice of the main.
you know the guy who used to do the I'm an Asshole song? I thought he was in that movie.
Oh yeah, Dennis Leary.
I thought
Dennis
Dennis Leary was the
Leary.
bad guy.
It's Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
He's like the leader of.
He's the
No,
military.
Jay Moore. I think Jay Moore would be the bad guy because Dennis Leary was.
Isn't Charlie
He
Buff in
just
that movie?
owned.
No.
Dennis Leary just owned the toy company.
Who plays the kid?
Jay Moore was the one that was like, we should take these military chips and put them in
What was
toys.
the kid's name?
I don't know.
Aloysius.
Because there's Gregory Smith played Alan Abernathy.
That was the kid.
That's
Yeah.
Gregory Smith. What else did he do?
Friend.
Fucking no.
Find out. Click on it.
Fucking what's her face?
Should I still be recording?
That's what he's
Mary
doing?
Fuck
Jane
me,
from
hell no.
Spider-Man.
You
Yeah,
might
keep
as well.
recording.
Demi Moore. Oh no, not
Kristen
Demi.
Dunst. Kristen Dunst played the love interest.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
movie.
They fucked on top of a bunch of
He was in
folks.
Harriet the
Yeah,
Spy.
he showed up upside down and they made out.
Yeah.
Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
You know,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
in. He was in Xenon.
Those
How do you
weren't the
know
worst
that
movies.
movie?
Xenon was.
It was
I
a
liked
Disney
that.
Yeah, I
original
really liked that
movie.
movie
I liked
too.
this
There were
movie.
two of them, right?
It might have even been three.
I think there were 3.
Well, I liked those as well. I'm
You
just
know what?
saying.
Scrap everything. Let's do a whole new hour in Disney movies.
Did we end this
Smart
podcast?
House? Smart House was really
Smart
good.
House was the Leprechaun.
Yeah. Oh, Luck of the Irish. I
He was
know.
in Hobo with a shotgun.
Really?
The Can of Worms.
Oh yeah, Can of Worms was pretty good. Can of Worms made me afraid of dogs for a few weeks.
Scary
Twins?
Town. Twins.
What's the one where the kid cloned himself?
It's called Twins.
Twins is the one that has Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Yeah,
Danny
and Danny
It was
DeVito.
something else. He had
I have a
clone.
baby, Arnold.
The clone
That
was
wasn't
like
Twins.
That's a
super
Disney movie when I seen it.
I can't do a Danny DeVito impression.
Well, you were
Oh,
talking about
Arnold.
Arnold.
Oh, Arnold. We are twins, Arnold. I'm Danny DeVito, see? I have a baby and we're twins.
You can go ahead and cut this pretty much anywhere, and no one will be able to tell.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.